Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
As part of our first session, let's discuss a volume. We're not going into technical. As always, we have two types of period. One is spiral. Another one is external payroll. In-house payroll is nothing, but we have all the data within Workday to make it simple. We can run the payroll within Workday itself and also send the tax-related documents to vendors or process or tax processes, generate the pay slips in Workday, and also generate ways to documents in a tax rate or financial documents. Everything will be generated within Workday itself. In-house payroll. External payroll means we are running the payroll with vendors outside of the vendor, which means I might have compensation and core HR data, but payroll will be processed with the ADP paycheck, NGA. BSI SSP also one of the tax processors. They are also payroll vendors. Is it simple? Payroll will be processed by the external vendors. Example APNGD. Now, what are we going to learn here? We're going to learn in-house payroll for US, and this is Workday. I'm still just starting one point. Workday has the ability to solve or send the data to the external vendors globally, across all the countries. One doubt, Karen, only US payroll is in-house payroll or any other countries? Or also in-house payroll? We'll come and learn in-house. Sona, can you please repeat the question? No, as per the standard, only we can able to configure US payroll or we can configure international payroll, in-house payroll. In-house payroll, you can configure international. Here no limit at all. Here no limit. You can create, configure and number of countries. Just to give some example, let me know one thing. Of course, we are going to discuss all these details. Don't worry. Just to clarify your question, this is nothing but payroll area in SAP. For us, we will call it as pay group in one day. Now, here you can see, you're able to see only 4 countries. Yes, ma'am, Canada, France, UK, USA. Correct. 4 countries only we are able to see. But when I select the user payroll interface, you can see n number of countries. In fact, globally. Here is a switch. We are telling to the Workday I am processing in-house payroll. In-house payroll is available only for these 4 countries. Or I am processing the payroll externally. Then we have to ensure we have selected these check marks. Why we have to select the check marks? We will discuss. Just to give an example, globally also we can process the payroll with vendors. What is the main difference in in-house payroll and external payroll? In-house payroll. Let me explain. In-house payroll means you have your employee data within one day. You have your compensation data within one day. You have your benefits data within one day and your processing of payroll also within one day. I'm not taking any help from vendors, third-party vendors. External payroll means I have only compensation and retire in one day. OMP compensation in one day. But payroll I don't have. I will take help from ADP. I will send my organization management personal administration compensation data to the ADP that they will process my payroll system. If the vendor wants to run the payroll in Workday, can we able to do that? No. Vendor cannot run the payroll in Workday. Cannot run the payroll in one day. Because that's why we have an agreement with the vendors. They are supposed to serve as a payroll processor for us. If you are going with extreme, BSI will be in-house payroll. For your BSI interpretation. No. If you think about SEPI perspective, BSI is in-house, but only we are sending tax data to process. Correct me? On top of that, they are also vendors into the payroll. And that perspective, I am saying that maybe I have given the wrong example. Sorry for the confusion. Now, before we move on to that, can you tell me, since we're talking about payroll, what all data we need in order to process the payroll? What are the dependency and the data modules? Yes. We need worker data. Just looking for this is our session. Personal data. Because it has dependency age factors. Dependent details. Protection of tax processing. Compensation. Benefit. Time tracking. All the data is required by the payroll system. All the data is required by the payroll system. Now let me make it. Let's narrow down a little on this. What is the mandatory data is required in order to process the payroll in one day? We need personal data and time tracking or absence. We need worker data first, personal data, compensation data. One of the advantages in SAP man compensation, though you are not implemented, you have a TF810 table. I hope I remember correctly. I think TF810 table, we can just incorporate all the amounts and then you create wastage on the payroll. One workday. It is not the case. You must mandatory have to implement compensation. Because from here only it serves as wage types. It's also the wage types and send the data to the payroll system. What are countries you have in-house? We have USA payroll, we have UK payroll, France and Canada. All these 4 countries, you can run the payroll within one day itself, no dependency on any other tools. Now, one of the advantage if you learn US payroll, you are able to implement payroll for all the remaining 3 countries. It might be a little surprise, but that's true. Why? Because the task setup remains same. If you divide the payroll into 2 types as gross pay, net pay. Gross pay is quite common for all 4 countries. There is no difference. Net pay, only the taxation part is different. Remaining all are same and remaining all are same. There is no difference or change. Now what we are going to learn here is US payroll. What we are going to learn in US payroll is the first one is payroll basic framework. Any question before we are going to discuss the definitions and examples of payroll basic framework? What I understood is we can able to do without any extra vendors help. We can able to configure the 4 payrolls that you country payrolls that you have mentioned in the screen. And if we want to configure any other countries means we need to take the help of the third party system, which is the external payroll. Excellent. That's what I understood. That's true. Now let's start our very first chapter. First chapter is, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.